Niners fans, it's about that time. 11:30 on a Sunday. And it's game time, baby. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. And once again, it's pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to be on with the faithful, the Niner Empire. The best fans, y'all know it, in the NFL. And what could be better, man? It's game time. Sunday afternoon, the last preseason game for the 49ers and the Las Vegas Raiders. We're less than 2 weeks away from the start of the regular season. I'm very, very excited. I know you guys are as well. Shout out to everyone watching on Jay in the Bay Facebook, Jay in the Bay YouTube, the Spotlight Sports Network YouTube, the Spotlight Sports Network Facebook page. Shout out to everyone. Also, huge shout out to everyone that was in the live stream yesterday morning. And shout out to the Spotlight Raider Talk and Darian over there. I want to thank them for allowing me to be on their platform. And that was a good discussion. We got to do that more often. I wish the Niners and Raiders played in the regular season, but that was fun. So shout out to everyone who was in the chat yesterday, the super chats, and also everyone that was just conversing. Niners versus Raiders. So that was fun. But this show, y'all know it. It's nothing without the fans, without the subscribers. So you know what I got to do. I got to say, what's good to all the people in the chat. Let's see who we got first. All right, let's go to the top. So we got K's 91 Desert Storm Survivor. What's good? I appreciate your service, man. And thanks for tuning in to the stream. Thanks for supporting Jay in the Bay. Jay, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Jay. Hopefully your Sunday afternoon is going well. I know you guys are excited for game day. And let's continue on. Let's see. Jay says, Jay, I will give you updates on who's playing today and who's playing and who's not playing today. I appreciate that, Jay. I compiled a list of my own players, but obviously, there will be updates while I'm live, and I appreciate your support, Jay. Thank you, man. Jay says, can't wait to beat the Faders. Oh, man, I wish it was a regular season game, Jay. I mean, we would have more riding on it. Unfortunately, the Raiders, they will not be playing their starters, at least on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not sure about defensively, but I know from the Raiders standpoint, they will not be playing their offensive starters. So no Derek Carr, no Darren Waller, no Josh Jacobs, none of their receivers. So that's unfortunate, because I would love to see, the Niners ones go up against the Raiders ones. But unfortunately, you won't see that come to pass today. Let's continue on with these comments. Jay says, who's got it better than us? Nobody. I know you love Jim Harbaugh, Jay. He did turn the franchise around. There's no doubt about that. Jay says, we were faithful then. We are faithful now. That's right. Luke Luna, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Luke. Hopefully your weekend is going well. He says, about to take a quick nap. Just stopped in to say hi and give the video a like and show some love. So I'll be back shortly. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. This stream, I plan on having the stream up until, game time. So I'll probably sign off about 12:50, 12:55. And also, of course, it depends on how many people in here, how many people are conversing with me. But that is the plan. Let's see. Let's continue on with these comments. Young Hitter, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Young Hitter. I know you're excited about the game, man. I am as well. I can't wait for game day. One of the things I'm most excited for is, of course, Trey Lance. Want to see Trey. And it'll be interesting to see if the Raiders' first-string defensive players will be on the field. But I want to see Jimmy G. I want to see Jimmy G. I want to see if he can lead the 49ers on a touchdown drive. Shanahan mentioned that Jimmy G will get up to 24 snaps. So let's see if Jimmy G can lead a drive against the Raiders defense and score a touchdown. I think that would be very nice to see. But that's definitely one thing I'm looking forward to. And I just miss football. I'm glad to see the red and gold back on the field, back on the gridiron. And so I'm definitely excited for the game. Big Play Slay, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Big Play Slay. How is your Sunday going, man? Hopefully it's going well, and thanks for tuning in to the stream. Young Hitter says, Niners Empire almost time to take out these rat turds. That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, the Raiders, I can see why the Raiders fans are excited. They are a talented team. They have weapons, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They added some playmakers on defense in the offseason. So we'll see how it all comes together with the Raiders. The Raiders last year, obviously their defense left a lot to be desired. They've made some improvements. So we'll see. We probably won't see. I don't know if we'll see this game. I don't know about their defensive starters playing, but we'll see how the Raiders do. But I'd be surprised if the Raiders make the playoffs. I don't know how you guys feel, but I would be surprised if the Raiders make the playoffs this year. But they'll probably be close to 8 or 9 wins. But I would be shocked. Their division is pretty tough, so I would be surprised if they made the playoffs. Monica, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Monica. She says, woo, let's go, Jay. What's good, faithful? Yeah, hopefully all the faithful are having an excellent weekend. Hopefully you guys all can sit back, enjoy the game at 1 o'clock today. Coach Dante, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Coach Dante. How's your Sunday going, man? Let me know. Let's see. Big play Slay say he is chilling. All right. Monica is glad to see Jay. All right. Roberto, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Roberto. Hopefully your Sunday is going well, man. All right, so I got a question. For the faithful, for the Niner Empire. I got to get this off my chest. So what are you guys' thoughts? Y'all got to let me know in them comments. What are you guys' thoughts on wide receiver Jalen Hurts? Shanahan said Jalen Hurts will play in today's game against the Silver and Black. So what does Jalen Hurts have to do to earn a roster spot? We know the history. He had an excellent 2019 preseason, 2 touchdown catches versus the Dallas Cowboys. But unfortunately, he's been injured ever since. He's had the back injury in 2019. He had the torn ACL in 2020. And what are you guys' thoughts on Jalen Hurts? And let me put this question up there. What does Jalen Hurts have to do to earn a roster spot? Because I think Jalen Hurts' chances of making the roster increase because we did release Richie James due to injury. He had the knee injury. Richie James will be out at least 6 weeks, so the 49ers released him. So that could increase Jalen Hurts' chances of making the 53-man active roster. But I would still be surprised. But that's the question below. Faithful, let me know in them comments. What does Jalen Hurts need to do to earn a roster spot? I would still be surprised if Jalen Hurts makes the roster. Unfortunately for Jalen Hurts, of course, we already have the IQ show. We got Debo. I think Mohamed Sanu makes the roster. I think Juwan Jennings should make the roster. Trent Sherfield. So that's 5 receivers already. How many receivers is Shanahan going to keep on the active roster? That's something to think. That's something to think about as well. You would think he would keep at least 6 or 7 wide receivers on the roster. And if that's already 5, we signed River Craycraft to a 1-year deal. That doesn't I wouldn't say that necessarily guarantees him a spot on the roster, but his chances of making it have increased. And another question is if Richie James, he was our return guy for the preseason and part of last year. So who's going to take over those duties? That could be Simba Webster. That could be Travis Benjamin. So that could be another reason why Jalen Hurd won't make the roster, because he doesn't contribute in the special teams area. So we would need a returner. So that could be Simba Webster. That could be Travis Benjamin. So you think at least one of those players will probably make the 53-man active roster. And I think Jalen Hurd's chances of making the roster are slim. And I was listening to Niner Sickness yesterday, and shout out to Niner Sickness. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. Excellent content. I was listening to his YouTube channel yesterday, and Niner Sickness had a great point. He said it's not necessarily what Jalen Hurd does in the game. It's about, can he recover? Great point from Niner Sickness. Can he recover the next day? Can he still practice the week? How will his knee react to playing in a football game? Because the NFL season is 18 weeks, 17 games. We need Jalen Hurd and the rest of the roster to be able to play majority of the games. And should Jalen Hurd take up a roster spot when we're kind of iffy on if he can handle the rigors of the games? So that's something else to contemplate. But I would be surprised if Hurd makes the roster. I would be pretty surprised. I don't think he makes it. Maybe they put him on the PUP list, but I think it depends on how his knee reacts to the game. Let's get back to these comments. 49ers Ultimate Report. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, 49ers Ultimate Report. Shout out to 49ers Ultimate Report. I believe he's at, I think it was like 960 subscribers. Make sure you subscribe to 49ers Ultimate Report. He's almost at that 1K mark. Hopefully he can get there before the start of the 49ers regular season. I think he can get there because he's only like 40 away. And he puts out excellent content. So shout out 49ers Ultimate Report. He says, what's good? Niner Empire, Jay in the Bay in the house. That's right. Monica says, what's up to John Jay? Jay says, haha, it's going to be so easy. The Faders are going to get their butts kicked out of Levi's. Hopefully. And Debbie made a great comment in yesterday's live stream, basically saying, let the players on the field, duke it out on the gridiron. The people in the stands in the stadium, just be chilled. It's just a game. This ain't about life and death. This game is not worth getting into a fight over. So hopefully we don't see none of that come out today and tomorrow about fans fighting, because it ain't worth it. It's definitely not worth it. And a shout out to Debbie yesterday in the chat who mentioned that on the live stream. Corey Davis, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, KD. He says, hello, Jay in the Bay. How is your Sunday going, KD? 49ers Ultimate Report says, what's up to everyone in the chat? Let's see. Monica says, not so bold take. Raiders fans end up in handcuffs by night 10. Hopefully not. Hopefully it will be peaceful in the stands. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see. Damian Lee says, let's beat the Raiders out of Vegas like we beat them out of LA. That's pretty good. Jay says, if the Faders win, the Faders fans are going to act like they won the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, there's really no bragging rights anymore. It's a preseason game. There used to be a rivalry, a Bay Area rivalry. And for those that don't know, who aren't familiar with Cali, Oakland and San Francisco, they're like literally like, basically what separates the city is a bridge. And it's basically like a 15-minute or less drive once you get on the bridge. I would say 10 minutes. So 10 minutes literally separates Oakland and San Francisco. The Raiders obviously don't play in Oakland anymore. They're in Vegas. They buy Mandalay Bay in Vegas on the Strip.
And there's really no rivalry anymore. I think honestly, it's probably more of a rivalry between fans because you still have fans that live in Oakland that root for the Raiders. You still have fans that live in San Francisco, all throughout the Bay Area, and including the Raiders. There's Raider fans all throughout the Bay Area, all throughout the world. Same with the 49ers. But I think honestly, it's more of a rivalry between fans and the teams because there's no more there's no more Bay Area game. There's no more bragging rights. So between the two cities. So, but hopefully hopefully everyone stays healthy, and we just see the top 1% players play at their best, and hopefully everyone stays healthy. Monica agrees with that statement. Let's see. 91 Desert Storm Survivor says, have a blessed day. Go Niners, and Godspeed to you, Jay, and to everyone in the chat. Shout out to you, man. And thanks for tuning in to the stream and enjoy the game today. Let's see. Monica says the Raiders fans are looking for a winning season. Yeah. And I've talked to a few Raider fans, and, they feel just as confident as the Niners feel about their team. And I respect that. I don't necessarily agree with them, but, they feel that they're going to be a playoff team this year, and they have every right to feel that way, Monica says Jalen Hurd plays today and gets a TD. Book it. Yeah, and for those that have just tuned in to the chat, I appreciate if you guys leave a thumbs up for the stream. Let YouTube and I know that you're enjoying the content. Make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to Jay and the Bay. And here's the question for those that have just tuned in: what does Jalen Hurd need to do to earn a roster spot? The 50 and for those that don't know, the roster cut down. The next roster cut down day is August. I believe it's August 31st. Let me double check that. I think it's August 31st, Tuesday. Yeah. So it's Tuesday, August 31st. That's the next cut down day. The 49ers have to go from 80 players to 53 active players on the roster. So that's a huge jump. That's what, 27 players? Excuse me. Yeah. Or no, 27 players that they have to release. So will Jalen Hurd make the cut? I would be surprised if he does. I would be. I don't know if he's done enough. And it's not just what he can do in the game. He's got to be able to recover and, play in practice and play in the majority of the games. I don't know if he's ready to do that. Let's see. Jay says the Raiders fans on Jay and the Bay's live stream said that they were going to go to the playoffs, and they said they can beat Mahomes and Herbert. They say any given Sunday, Jay. But yeah, I don't believe that. Caden Jenkins, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, KJ. So he says he thinks Jalen Hurd was going to get a touchdown. Okay. Or he's saying that in order for Jalen Hurd to earn a roster spot, he has to get a touchdown. Okay. Yeah, I'm just excited to see him out there. I'm in a wait and see approach with Hurd because fortunately for the 49ers, we made some valuable signings in the wide receiver room. We signed Mohamed Sanu. We signed Trent Sherfield. Simba Webster. He could make the roster. He can produce in, special teams. Maybe he could also be a wide receiver for us. And it's good to see Juwan Jennings. He's supposed to be playing in today's game. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Jalen Hurd does in the game. Let's see. Monica says he's already made the team. Kyle basically told us that Jalen Hurd has already made the team. I haven't heard that. I know Shanahan is going to give Hurd every chance to make the 53-man active roster. I would be hesitant on, honestly, no matter what Hurd does in today's game, I would be really hesitant because, there's only 53 spots available on the roster. We have to pick the 53 best players. And also we have to fill, of course, certain needs at every position. So if you bring Hurd on, whose spot are you taking away that could possibly produce more than Hurd? So Lynch and Shanahan, that's why they get paid the big bucks. They have to make difficult decisions like this. And this will be, for some fans, this won't be a difficult decision. Some fans feel Jalen Hurd, he should have been cut, months ago, weeks ago, maybe even years ago. But for other fans, they're still attached to Hurd. He was a third-round pick. Let's be real. That is part of the reason why Hurd is still on the team. He was a third-round pick. If he was a seventh-round pick, He might have a much shorter leash. But I think in the best case scenario for Hurd and the Niners, put Hurd on the PUP list and see how he progresses. And the PUP list is a physically unable to perform list. That means the player has to be out at least the first 6 weeks of the regular season. Why not put him on the PUP list? He can still train, still work out. I'm not sure if he can still practice with the team. I don't know. But allow him more time. He's coming back from a torn ACL. Usually that takes a year to recover. Maybe give him another 6 weeks and evaluate him after the 6 weeks. I think that's what the Niners should do. And if he's ready to compete on a consistent basis, you bring him on. If not, then I guess you would just cut him. Looks like Jay says, in regards to Caden Jenkins, he needs a touchdown at least. Okay. Monica says he's getting that TD, especially without the Ayuk show playing. Yeah, and that's unfortunate. We're not gonna be able to see Ayuk play today. Shanahan said that Ayuk has a hamstring injury, but it's minor. But it's this is just a preseason game. It's an exhibition. We know it. It doesn't really count in the win and loss column, and that's why Brandon Ayuk will not be playing. But Brandon Ayuk is on track to play Week 1 versus Detroit. J.A. Yo, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, J.A. He says, what's good, Jay in the Bay? If Jalen Hurd has a good game, he will make the team. 3 catches and a touchdown. All right. 3 catches and a touchdown for Jalen Hurd. And that's J.A.'s thoughts on that question. Monica says, red zone threat. Yeah, he should be a red zone threat. And I wonder how many snaps will he get in? I know Shanahan said the starters will be playing, but, how many? I think Trent Williams is expected to play. Alex Mack is expected to play. But, who knows for how many series. Jay gives his thoughts on the 49ers wide receiver depth chart. He says that Trent Sherfield will be wide receiver 3, and I think Hurd will be wide receiver 4. Hey, Jay, do you have Mohamed Sanu making the 53-man active roster? Let me know in them comments. Damian Lee says Jalen just needs to catch the ball. Watch Richie end up in Seattle. I mean, Richie James has had, a lot of chances to be a difference maker on the 49ers. And I think most, if not all, 49er fans would say that he's not a difference maker on this team. He had his great moment. He was a wide receiver. When he was playing wide receiver, he was like the best wide receiver on the field against the Packers. That was his best moment. But other than that, it's been he hasn't lived up to expectations, that's for sure. And if he goes to Seattle and Seattle gets the best out of him, then I guess that was just meant to be for Seattle. And Jay is co-signing, saying Ayuk will not play today because of a hamstring injury. Monica said Kyle already said he's one of his 6 best receivers, and Lynch said they're holding on. No, that's true. He did say that. But whose roster spot is he going to take? I mean, we'll see. Monica says he's good, but he can't stay healthy. Corey Davis says have a great game and stay healthy. Absolutely. Luke Luna says if Hurd is ready to play, he will make this team. He's proving his availability, not his ability. The Niners, I believe, know what they have because he doesn't have to start anytime soon. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. That is a great point. But I don't know. I'm just very skeptical about Hurd. And, we'll see what he does in this game. We'll see what type of rapport he has with Trey Lance and Jimmy G. And I'm rooting for Hurd. I just want to see it on a consistent basis, and we just haven't seen that yet. Monica says River Craycraft is only signed for this game because Richie is out. He will get cut after the preseason. That's a possibility. Now, if there was the final wide receiver roster spot was between River Craycraft and Jalen Hurd, well, yeah, I would take Jalen Hurd. Yeah. But we'll see. Yeah, and the 49ers did re-sign River Craycraft, but it's a 1-year deal. And the Niners obviously can still get out from that contract if they want to. It's like Jay says the Seahawks can have Richie. We don't care. Yeah, he didn't really make the most out of his opportunity here. Damian Lee says Elijah Mitchell was a kick returner. Yeah, and that'll be another interesting, a camp battle, or I should say, that'd be another interesting spot. What will the 49ers do at the running back position? How many running backs will the 49ers, um, have on the 53-man active roster? Obviously, you got Mostert, and he's not expected to play in today's preseason game. You got Trey Sermon. I'm not sure if he's playing. I would probably venture to say, yeah. We'll see how many series. And then you got after those two, you got Hasty, you got Gallman, and then you have Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell had that hip injury at the end of training camp. I'm not sure if he's playing in today's game. I guess we shall see. He hasn't played in any of the preseason games. Elijah Mitchell was a 7th-round pick. So who's Shanahan going to decide? I think it's pretty set with Mostert, Sermon, and Gallman. I think those three are pretty set. I think it's going to be between Elijah Mitchell and Jermichael Hasty for that last spot. And will Shanahan keep 4 or 5 running backs? I think he'll keep at least 4, and 1 running back will probably be on the practice squad. So, but Elijah Mitchell has been banged up. He did practice a little bit this week, and we'll see if he's able to make an impact in today's game if he plays. Monica is basically booking it. She's saying Hurd is going to make the 53-man active roster. Watch. I guess we'll see, Monica. I mean, if he makes the roster, I just hope he can contribute on a consistent basis. That's all I'm expected of, Jalen Hurd and every 49ers player, because you can only pick the 53 best players. And, if he can stay healthy, if he can be consistent, then, yeah, I want him to be on the roster. But we just haven't seen that the last 2 years. So we'll see. Caden Jenkins says, hey, Jay, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Caden. Monica says they love our players in reference to the Seattle Seahawks. Yep. The Sports Star, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Sports Star. Thanks for tuning in. Redder 4, what's good? Yeah, I know, man. Terrible news about the Baltimore Ravens starting running back, J.K. Dobbins. I think he's out for the year with a knee injury. Very unfortunate. And it's, unfortunately, we see those type of injuries in preseason all the time. Very unfortunate. Monica says the Raiders own the Mandalay Bay in Vegas now. Yep, no more Oakland Raiders. They now rep that good old Las Vegas Raiders, and their stadium, I believe, it's right next to Mandalay Bay, I believe. So, J.A. Guayo says if Travis Benjamin has a good game, a couple of catches, and solid returns in the run game, he will solidify his spot on the roster. And I agree, because the 49ers need to have either, you got to have more than one option as a kick returner and punt returner. And if if Travis Benjamin can contribute to the team in the special teams and in wide receiver sets on offense, I think that makes him a dual threat on this team, because Ayuk, he's not going to be returning punts. Debo's not going to be returning punts. Mohamed Sanu won't. Juwan Jennings won't. So I think it's going to be between, Travis Benjamin, Simba Webster. Those are probably going to be the two guys. I want to see Elijah Mitchell return punts and kicks. He's got great speed. But I think those will be probably the 3 players who will take care of the special team duties as far as punt returns and kick returns. Simba Webster, Travis Benjamin. It would be nice if those 2 players could make the 53-man active roster. Fernando, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Fernando. How is your Sunday going, man? You ready for the game? I know you are. I can't wait as well. Rico Phillips, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Rico. He says, whoop, whoop, Raider Nation, man. All I got to say about the Raider Nation, man, good luck to your team this year. Hopefully you guys can stay healthy for the majority of the year. And hopefully you win as many games as you can. I would be surprised if y'all make the playoffs. I'm just speaking, objectively. And but hey, we'll see. We'll see what the Raiders do this year. I wish we I wish we would play in the regular season. I hear we might play the Raiders in the regular season next year, but obviously we don't know until the schedule comes out. But I heard about that, so that would be nice. And I'm looking forward to the game, and good luck to the Raiders this year. Damian Lee, he says, I have my eye on Eric Armstead and D Ford. Now, D Ford, Nick Bosa will not be playing in today's game. Eric Armstead, by all accounts, he should be playing. Also, I want to see Samson play in today's game. He played last week. I believe he recorded a sack. So I want to see Samson play again. We're going to see Fred Warner play in today's game. That'll be nice to see him. I'm sure he won't play that many series. And Jason Verrett missed practice. Jason Verrett, he missed practice all week this week, and he has an undisclosed injury. So I'm not sure why it's undisclosed. I don't know. But Verrett, he hasn't played in the preseason at all this year, and he will not play today. Trent Williams, he has a minor knee injury. He's expected to play today, but I doubt that many series. Let's see. 49er Z-Boy. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, 49er Z-Boy. He says, yesterday I actually faced a team called the Raiders. Oh, yeah, because you play football. How'd that go, man? Let me know in them comments. Did y'all win yesterday? And for those that are in the chat, I appreciate if you leave a thumbs up for the chat. Let me and YouTube know that you're enjoying the chat. Also, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to subscribe to your boy, Jay in the Bay. Let's see. Redder says, I think Jalen Hurd needs to actually stay on the field. Then I think he'll make the team. Yeah, and I think he needs to look impressive in the game today, and then I think we'll see how he does tomorrow. How does his body react to, a football game? Will he have another setback after the game tomorrow? Will he be able to practice? That's something else to consider. J.A. Aguayo says, good morning, Monica. Desert Storm Survivor says, may the force be with you, Jalen Hurd. Fingers crossed, baby. That's funny. Damian Lee says, I still want Michael Gallup from them Cowboys. Remember, I told you about Arden Key. Yes. Yeah, Michael Gallup, that would be interesting. We'll see if it doesn't seem like a trade is going to happen this year, but we'll see if the Cowboys keep Michael Gallup at the end of, next year. Caden Jenkins says, what's good? Damian Lee says, let's make a move for Clinton Farrell in a trade. That's interesting. I think our defensive line depth is on point. I think Lynch did an excellent job in signing a lot of defensive linemen this year. That's one of our strongest unit, and also has, a lot of depth. I think the Niners, we probably will keep between 8 to 10 defensive linemen. So I think we're good. Let's see. Caden says, I heard that you are going to be live. Yeah, I'll also be live for a post-game show today as well, probably like at 3:45. Jay Aguayo says, good morning to all the 49er Empire. Robert Matlock, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Rob. He says, if Hurd is healthy, he will make the team. He's really talented. Okay. And that's a big if. Big question mark about Jalen Hurd. That's been his biggest issue, obviously, his health. Let's see. Oh, yeah, also in regards to just starters playing, obviously Fred Warner is going to be playing. George Kittle should be playing as well. We'll see how many snaps he gets. Probably not that many. I'm trying to think on the defensive side of the ball. Armstead should be playing. Samson should be playing. I don't know about Kinlaw. Javon Kinlaw. I don't know about Kinlaw. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing. I know he's had a weird off season so far. He's battled a few injuries, a shoulder. He had the knee swellness. Hope can you honestly say that Javon Kinlaw had a better offseason this year than last year? I think that's kind of disappointing with Javon Kinlaw. The first year wasn't his fault due to COVID. There was no mini camp, no training camp, no preseason. But now Kinlaw, I know he's participated in one-on-ones in practice. And we'll see how he does week 1 against Detroit. I would be surprised if he plays today, but it would be nice to see him out there. Dre Greenlaw will not play today. Verrett will be out. I think Greenlaw won't play. I'm trying to think of the other corners. I think Manuel Mosley should be playing today. And also something else that's interesting will be the roster. How many safeties will the Niners keep on the active roster? We got Ward, Tavon Wilson, Clinton Dix, Jaquiski Tart. I know he came back from that toe injury, but can he really play a 17-game series or 17-game season? I'd be surprised by that. And then, of course, we got Talanoa Hufanga. I don't know if we'll keep 5 safeties on the roster. Maybe we'll keep 4, but there's going to be an odd man out. And as I mentioned today, so Ayuk's not playing, Ford's not playing, Bosa's not playing, Greenlaw's not playing, and Verrett's not playing. Another great question: who are the 49ers players that are on the roster bubble? I put down a list of names. I put Nate Sudfeld because I heard a lot of Niners fans say that we should only keep 2 quarterbacks, on the active roster, and maybe put Nate Sudfeld on the practice squad. It seems like Shanahan has always had at least 3 quarterbacks, so I would be surprised if we don't have 3 quarterbacks on the active roster. Redder 4 says the problem is Jalen Hurd gets hurt every single time he's recovered. Yeah, he did have a setback. He's coming off of a torn ACL, and Nick Bosa's coming off a torn ACL as well. Both players were given maintenance days during training camp. I think that's a wise decision by Shanahan and the training staff. You have guys coming back from injuries, especially the torn ACL. Usually that takes a full year to recover. And Jalen Hurd, I believe he tore his ACL in August, so it is a full year for him. And Bosa tore his in September, so next month obviously will be a full year for him. So I think it's good. Hurd and Bosa, were given maintenance days. They were given time off during practice, which is I think it's important. And we'll see how Hurd recovers. Sure, he can go out there and play. We'll see how his body recovers and how the knee is feeling come Monday and Tuesday. Monica says, worst comes to worst, use the 4 protected players rule. Absolutely. I would have to check on the number of practice squad players that every team is allowed to have. I believe it's at least 10 to 12 players. And then Monica mentioned a great rule about the 4 protected players. So even though a player is on the practice squad, each team can only have 4 protected players. So let's say Nate Sudfeld's on the practice squad. Let's say JaMychal Hasty's on the practice squad. Let's just say Jalen Hurd gets on the practice squad. And let's say Eddie Yarbo, a defensive tackle. So those are the 4 players that cannot be picked up by another NFL team. So from the players 5 till whatever the max amount of number of practice squad players it is, I think it's like 10 or 12. So from 5 to 10 to 12, those players can be signed by another franchise at any time. So who's going to be the 4 protected players on the 49ers in the practice squad? That is something that will be determined, sooner than later, especially the final cut day is coming up on Tuesday in 2 days. Micah says, then nobody can steal him. Okay. Star Scream Sub 026. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Star Scream. Yeah, and it'll be very interesting to see what the Niners do in the safety department. How many safeties will the Niners keep on the roster? Obviously, Ward is safe. I think Tavon Wilson is safe. Tavon Wilson was also a great free agent signing by Lynch. He's played majority of the first team snaps in training camp and in preseason. So I think Tavon Wilson is a lock. So you got Tavon Wilson, you got Jimmy Ward. Clinton Dix was just signed. All accounts he's doing well in camp and in the games. Jaquiski Tart, I don't know. I don't know if he can play. I know he came back early, but I don't know if he can play a full 17 game season. I think Talanoa Hufanga probably has a better chance of making the active roster than Tart, I think. But we'll see. Monica says, trust me, you don't want Ayuk to play with hammy issue. It'll get worse. It needs time to heal. Absolutely. Yeah. And it seems like it's a minor issue. It seems like it's a minor issue because Shanahan said that Ayuk is on track to play week 1 against Detroit. Livy's World, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Livy's World. Hopefully your Sunday is going well. Hopefully you enjoyed the Niner game tonight or today in less than an hour. Monica says, adios, Richie James. Livy's World says, go, Jimmy, go, go, go. Go, Jimmy, go, go, go. Hopefully I can say that week 1 against Detroit, when the Niners win, there's no doubt in my mind, zero doubt. The Niners should definitely win against Detroit. It shouldn't be a close game once the third and fourth quarter come. I think at least by the fourth quarter, we should be up at least 2 TDs at least. And obviously the players will treat this game, first game of the season, treat the Lions with respect. But as fans, we know we're clearly better than the Lions. Jay says, John and Kyle stopped the guy, can't stay healthy. Okay, maybe you're referring to Jalen Hurd. Let's see. Let's continue on with these comments. Let's see. I got to catch up. Tommy Huxley, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Tommy. I appreciate that $2 super chat as well. He says the Raiders are cheats. I would say the Raiders are a solid team, but I would not bet that they're going to make the playoffs. There's no way they're going to make them. I just don't see it. The Chiefs are better. I would say the Chargers are better. And I don't know if they've done enough on the defensive side of the ball. I think that's their issue. The defensive side of the ball. The offense is fine, but we'll see what they do on defense. Rolls Royce, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Double R. He says, what's good? Hey, Jay. Rolls Royce says Hurd will catch 2 passes today and make the team. Book it. Okay. And Monica feels the same way as you. Niner sickness. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Niner sickness. I know you're excited for the game. And make sure you guys check out Niner Sickness on YouTube. If you haven't checked them out, excellent content creator. I wonder, Niner Sickness, you doing a live stream today during the game, or are you doing a post game? Let me know in them comments. Let's see. Interesting name here. I love your avatar. He says, go Niners. Remember the 80s and 90s. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Steve Young. What's good? Absolutely. Legends of the game. I believe those players are on Mount Rushmore. If you had to pick 4 of the most influential, well, obviously, I think it'll be Bill Walsh, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and some would say Ronnie Lott. So this is an interesting question for you, faithful. He brought up a great point. But what do you guys think? Who is on the Mount Rushmore of 49ers? Leave your thoughts in them comments. Who is on the Mount Rushmore of 49ers? It's got to be, in my opinion, it's got to be Bill Walsh. You got to put Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. And some would say Steve Young. And I know some would say Ronnie Lott. But I think those have to be the 4. Some would put Eddie DeBartolo. Some would put him. But this is an interesting question. I want to hear what Niner Sickness has to say about this, because I know he is an OG. He's seen it all from the bad to the glory days, all up to now. So who is on the Mount Rushmore of 49ers? Let me know in them comments. Let's see. Let's get back to them comments. Monica says, I'm serious about River for real. Aunt said that. Okay. Let's see. Monica says, what's up to Niner Sickness? Let's see. D says, I'm excited. Raiders and Niners are the best rivalry in NFL history. Wow. That's a grandiose statement right there, man. I don't know about that, but it's definitely a great rivalry. It used to be a great rivalry in the Bay Area. That's for sure. It's unfortunate that it can no longer be a Bay Area rivalry, but you know, some people would say the 49ers and Cowboys, um, you know, but yeah, I respect your opinion. It's like Niner Sickness says, my boy Jay in the Bay doing his thing. Love this dude. I appreciate the kind thoughts, Niner Sickness. I appreciate that, man. Monica says, you guys are too kind. Hell yeah, Sickness. Jay in the Bay is the best energy around. I appreciate that. Let's see. D says, I want Kaepernick to come back. He was a beast and nearly got us another championship in 10 and 11. I definitely respect, Kaepernick for what he did for the franchise and, his mission off the field. I definitely respect that. But I think it's just, you don't get better at quarterback, by not playing the position. And unfortunately, he hasn't played the position. I think it would be, 5 years at least since he's played. So unfortunately, I think his NFL career is gone. David Yang, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, D. He says Richie finally gone. Yep. And I think he would have been if he didn't get hurt, I think there definitely was opportunity for him to make the roster. I don't think it was 100% so that he wouldn't, but unfortunately the injury kind of forced that. Let's see. Let's continue on. Let's see. Niner by Nature 88. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Niner by Nature. Appreciate that super chat, man. He says, keep up the great work, fam. Trey still starts week 1. I appreciate your perspective, but yeah, I just don't I don't see that coming to fruition. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I think it's pretty clear it's Jimmy G, and Kyle Shanahan will sprinkle in a Scotia Trey Lance in the offense, and I don't know if Jimmy G will play the whole year. That's a great question, but if he's playing well and the team is winning, why would you bench him? I don't understand that. Let's see. Looks like Tommy feels that the Raider Nation is weak. Wow. Tell me how you really feel, Tommy. Let's see. Let's continue on with, let's see. J.A. says, if 49ers keep 2 quarterbacks, that will open a spot to keep an extra defensive lineman. We need to keep 11 defensive linemen. That way we can platoon our players and keep Nick Bosa fresh. Man, that is an excellent comment. Because that idea has been floating around. I think a great question is, obviously we're really deep at the defensive line. So would we use that extra roster spot for a defensive lineman, or would we use that for at the wide receiver position, or maybe at a cornerback spot? So, but that's a good point. We definitely are deep at defensive linemen. I would imagine we keep at least 9, maybe 10. And great reason that you mentioned, because we have to keep Nick Bosa fresh. I think we have to keep D Ford fresh. And I don't anticipate Nick Bosa and D Ford playing, 100% of the snaps the first month of the season. I think they're going to be slowly brought along. I think it's possible Bosa and Ford could start on defense. But I think they're not going to play more than 25% of the defensive snaps. I just don't see it. This is a marathon season, 18 weeks, 17 games. There's never been a 17-game season before, and we have to keep our players well rested. And I think we do that with keeping a lot of defensive linemen. So great point, J.A. Niner Sickness says, after today, the Las Vegas Raiders will be called the Crybaby Nation. That's pretty good. Splash Out. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream. Splash Out. He says Trey area. All righty. Yeah, we're all excited about Trey. I'm intrigued to see where the Raiders play their starters on defense. I know the Raiders aren't playing their starters on offense. I wonder what they'll do on the defensive side of the ball. I would assume that they probably won't play their defensive starters. But, that's kind of disappointing. But hopefully we can have some successful drives with the 49ers. Let's see. Let's continue on with these comments. D says, I really do miss Kaepernick. Those 2011 to 2014 seasons for the 49ers was the last time when they were really good and almost got a Super Bowl win. No, I agree. Kaepernick definitely, I would say Kaepernick definitely revitalized the franchise. Also, when Harbaugh was hired, he got Alex Smith to play some of his best football for about a year and a half. And I think that allowed Alex Smith to get a second contract and that he got with the Kansas City Chiefs, and that eventually that led to the Washington football team. So, because before Harbaugh came here, Alex Smith was basically a disappointment. As the number 1 overall pick in 2005, he was definitely a disappointment, but Harbaugh got the best out of him. That's for sure. Niner Sickness says Farrell will be a bust. You know what's interesting about that? So when I was on the live stream yesterday, I mentioned Clinton Farrell, and the Raiders they just don't draft defensive players well. I know they got a good draft pick with Max Crosby, but other than that, their defensive players have been, they haven't really lived up to the hype just yet. And they say that Farrell will play inside at defensive tackle, and he'll be a better fit there because he'll be stopping the run. But they drafted Farrell, first round pick. He was a high draft pick. And usually first round picks and defensive linemen, you want them to get sacks. And unfortunately, Farrell has yet to really excel in that department of getting sacks. But we'll see. We'll see how Farrell does this year. Maybe he'll be better inside. 49ers, Lakers for life. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. Hopefully you're having a good Sunday. I know you're excited for the game. Let's see. D says, who's your favorite 49ers player of all time? For me, this player was the reason why I became a 49ers fan. So for me, it was Terrell Owens. Now, I wish that T.O. could have played his entire career with the Niners. I know him and Jeff Garcia didn't always see eye to eye, and unfortunately that led them to, Mariucci got fired. Garcia left in free agency. I believe T.O. was traded, but, T.O. was basically the main reason why I started becoming a 49ers fan, so it's definitely Terrell Owens, that's for sure. Shout out to Coach Dante. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Coach Dante. He says, what's good, my boy Jay? Hey, man, it's all good on a Sunday afternoon. We about, less than 40 minutes away from kickoff. I'm excited. I appreciate you for tuning in the stream, man. Thank you. And let's continue on with these comments. I got to catch up. You guys have been leaving lots of comments. I definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Let's see. Awesomeness Sports. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream. Awesomeness Sports. Good luck to your Washington football team this year. They got a shot to make the playoffs. The Washington football team. They got a hell of a defense. We'll see what Fitzmagic does. I appreciate you for coming through, Monica. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Enjoy the game. Niner Sickness says, remember, Jay, now you are able to bring in multiple players from the practice squad during the season. So why not keep our third quarterback on the practice squad? That's a great point. And that would lead to another reason why the 49ers should only have 2 quarterbacks on the active roster. That definitely makes sense. So Niner Sickness, who do you think, since we technically have an extra roster spot, because let's say in a scenario where the Niners only keep 2 on the active roster, what position do you think the Niners will fill with that extra roster spot? Will it be running backs, wide receivers, defensive linemen, maybe the secondary? Let me know, Niner Sickness, in them comments. D says 2012 and 2019, those were 49ers' best seasons in years. since 94 or 95, in fact. Now, I would agree with that. Definitely. Those were excellent years for the 49ers. Just wish we would have had 2 of those Super Bowls after 95, man. Redder 4 says, remember when Bosa planted the flag? Not actually, he did a pose because Baker did it to him in college. I remember that. Yep. I definitely remember that. Tommy says, many think, is not making the roster. I mean, he's looked good in practice. D'Amico Ryans, our defensive coordinator, has spoke highly of Clinton Dix. I mean, who's gonna make the roster over him? Obviously, it's going to be Ward, Wilson, and most likely Hufanga, because Hufanga was a 5th-round draft pick. We're not going to cut Hufanga, and Hufanga can play special teams. That adds another layer to Hufanga's, that adds another layer to making Hufanga more attractive to be on the active roster, because he can contribute on defense if you need him to. He can contribute on special teams. But, do you think Jaquiski Tart should make the roster over Clinton Dix? I mean, that turf toe, that's an interesting injury. There's really no surgery for it. A lot of players have retired due to having a turf toe injury because, it just doesn't get better. And can Tart play a full 17-game season? I'd be surprised by that. Roberto, he says, just seen Jalen Hurd is dressed out and is playing today. That's correct. Yes, Jalen Hurd will be playing today. And the question I had earlier was, what does Jalen Hurd have to do in order to gain a roster spot? So, Roberto, let me know in them comments if you're still on. Michael Gutierrez, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream. He says, looking forward for Trent Sherfield to keep balling. Yeah, Trent Sherfield, I mean, that's got to be, I would say that has to be, I know it's early, and I know the regular season games haven't started, but he's been the most surprising free agent signing from the 49ers and John Lynch. Trent Sherfield was, basically couldn't really make an impact on the Arizona Cardinals roster, because, Cardinals have a plethora of wide receivers. And he kind of just fell into our laps, Trent Sherfield, and he's excelled. And Sherfield can contribute on special teams and as maybe the 3rd or 4th wide receiver. So I agree with you, Mike. Redder 4 says Jay Rice is the top 3 wide receiver of all time. In my opinion, Jay Rice, he's the best wide receiver of all time. It's not even really close. I know some people say Terrell Owens, they say Randy Moss, but maybe some people say Calvin Johnson, Chris Carter. But I feel like Jay Rice, there's just no question. He's the best wide receiver ever. Some people may say Larry Fitzgerald's in that top 5, but I would say Jay Rice. He's the best wide receiver ever. Some people even say that Jay Rice is the best player ever. And I mean, if you look at the numbers, he has a compelling case. So T Nick, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, T Nick. And T Nick is answering the question I have on the ticker below. And if you haven't, go ahead, leave your thoughts in the comment section about who do you think is on the Mount Rushmore of the 49ers. So he says Montana, Rice, Young, and Lott. Okay. Now, if it's strictly players, those would probably be the top 4. Now, if you could put Bill Walsh in there, then I would put Bill Walsh and Montana, Rice, and Lott. That's who I would put. But if it's just 4 players, yeah, those are the 4 I would pick. Jay says he's giving his opinion of who's on the 49ers Mount Rushmore. He says Montana, Young, Rice, Walsh. Well, now on the Mount Rushmore, we can only pick 4. You can only pick 4 players on the Mount Rushmore. 4 players, or if you want to add a total of 4, it could be 3 players, a coach, or 2 players, an owner and a coach. Whatever you want, but it can only be 4. So out of those 4 you wrote down, who do you think will be in the Mount Rushmore? Let me know in them comments, Jay. Let's see. Niner by Nature says we're going to destroy them Raiders. I agree. I wish it was a regular season game. I wish there would be more riding on this game, Let's see. J.A. Aguayo is giving his input on the Mount Rushmore. He says Montana, Lott, Rice, and Young. Yep. Yeah, I would agree with that. And I would also, for me, I would put Bill Walsh up there. Obviously, he didn't play, but I would say there's no question he is the greatest head coach in 49ers history. It's not even close. Creator of the West Coast offense, something that we still see today. So I could see, for my list, if it's just the entire 49ers organization, I would put Walsh, Montana, Lott, and Rice. But if it's just strictly players, I would go with you, J.A. Wild. Let's see. Jay says, in response to Niner by nature, Jimmy will start week 1. That's it. Yeah, I think so. And Jimmy, in his press conference, he was excited about that. He couldn't stop from smiling. Also, another question I have, because I'm going to be on for probably about another 20 minutes. Then we got to get ready for the game, faithful. Can Jimmy G lead the 49ers to a touchdown in this game? Jimmy G is criticized for his preseason play. He's criticized for his practice play. I can't really give a great argument on why he throws interceptions in practice. Now, what I can say is in preseason, just like doing anything at a high level, you have to do it consistently. And Jimmy in the preseason, I think he's gotten 2 series? Maybe 3. I think it's only been 2 series. So if we're expecting Jimmy G to just go in there, play 1 series a week, lead the team down a 15-play drive, 80 yards, that's probably not going to happen. Jimmy needs to see consistent snaps, consistent reps against a team other than the 49ers. Hopefully Jimmy, and Shanahan said that Jimmy should play at least 24 snaps. So hopefully that could be, maybe 2 series. I would say, hey, let Jimmy play a quarter. But I think it's good because let's be real, Jimmy hasn't played that much last year. He got hurt. He played maybe 4 to 6 games or whatever it was. And he hasn't played, in almost 10 months. So I think we got to see Jimmy play. We got to see Jimmy get some consistent reps against another opposing team's defense. And I think that would do great for him. And maybe, I don't know about his confidence, but it at least knocked the rust off. That's for sure. Niner by Nature 88 says, I have to keep the faith. Absolutely. But Niner by Nature, if the Niners are winning with Jimmy G, I'm sure you'd be a happy man, right? If the Niners are winning, no matter who's at quarterback, at least for me, no matter who's winning, no matter who's playing at quarterback, as long as we're winning, that's good enough for me. CG Ruthless Sports, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, CG. Hopefully your Sunday is going well. Hopefully you can watch the game today, man. Let's see. Tommy feels that Trey is not starting week 1, and that's not great logic to put a $27 million quarterback on the bench. I would agree with that, unless that quarterback is hurt or he's not effective. Caden says, Jay, I know a lot of players are ready, but I'm not sure. I think that we will see. What I'm very intrigued to see is who makes that final 53-man roster. That's going to be interesting to see, especially at the safety position, defensive line, tight ends, wide receivers, and if the Shanahan wants to keep 2 or 3 quarterbacks, that's going to be interesting to see. And who's going to be the odd man out, in the tight end room? We know Kittle, and it seems like Dwelly and Warner are the favorites behind Kittle, but there's still Michael Pruitt, and there's still Jordan Matthews. So who's going to make that tight end room, and how many tight ends will the Niners keep? The Niners sickness says that extra roster spot will go toward the D line. Okay, I could definitely see that. Niners sickness says, what's good to Corey? J.A. Aguayo gives his list of defensive linemen who should be kept on that 53-man active roster. He says Armstead, DJ Jones, go DJ. That's my DJ. Go DJ. Street, Bosa, Ford, E. Buchel, Kinlaw, Kerr, Givens, Key, and Hurst. Man, that's a nasty defensive front. Just thinking about it, get me excited. Faithful. We're going to have the quarterback running for their lives. Obviously, we go 10, 11 deep on the defensive line. And, I can't wait. I cannot wait. And that's good. That's got to be the strength of the team. Defensive. Obviously, we got the best linebacker in the NFL, Fred Warner. We have an underrated, safety in Jimmy Ward. We got Jason Verrett, who had, Pro Bowl season last year. He's coming back. But I think the defensive line will be one of the main reasons why this defense will be like a top 5 defense. We can get pressure on the quarterback, makes everyone's job easier. And with that defensive line, yeah, I think we can definitely do that. Tommy says Tart practice, and he did practice this week. I believe he didn't finish practice. But we'll see what Tart does. I would be surprised. That turf toe injury is just a weird injury. You can't get surgery. It's just basically you got to stay off of it and kind of hope for the best. And it's unfortunate because several players have retired from that injury. Pat Willis, I think Deion Sanders retired due to that injury. So very unfortunate. Jay says Mosley and K'Wan Williams won't play today per Chris Biederman. I appreciate the update, man. So we'll definitely see Demo Lenore. We'll see Ambry Thomas. We'll probably see the other veteran corners behind them. Their names are escaping me right now, but yeah, so that's probably who we'll see. So basically starting, who's going to be the starting corners? It's going to be, will they start the 2 rookies or will it be a veteran? Because if K'Wan Mosley and Verrett aren't playing, then I think the 2 rookies will get a lot of snaps at the cornerback position. Skeptical, Scholar, Jade, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Jade. Jade is a Minnesota Vikings fan. And for those that don't know, at the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel, I welcome all fans, especially if you're in the NFC West. But all fans includes the Minnesota Vikings. And we will definitely be doing a collab together when the Niners and Vikings play. But she says, hey, Jay, good luck to Niners Nation today. I do like some Gruden/Chucky action, though. Huh? And I got to correct you. Jade. It's not the Niners Nation. It's the Niner Empire. So I just want to correct you. But thanks for tuning in to the stream. Good luck to your Vikings this year. Skeptical Scholar Jade, of course. She says Randy Moss. And I'm assuming she says that Randy Moss is the best wide receiver ever. But, I mean, you look at the stats. It's really no comparison. Jerry Rice, he's done it all. Let's see. And Jay agrees with me that Jerry Rice is the GOAT wide receiver. And Tommy says there is no Niner Nation. We are an empire. And he says the nation is weak. The empire rules the world. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Tommy says Randy Moss sucked in the Super Bowl. Thanks for nothing. well, Tommy, man, that was Randy at that time was in the back 9 of his career, man. He wasn't in the prime of his career no more, man. Seahawks Eddie, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Seahawks Eddie. Hopefully your Sunday is going well, and thanks for tuning in to the stream. So my final question for everyone will be, predict the score of the game, even though it doesn't really matter. But if you don't mind, feel free to predict the score of the game. I think the Niners, will win. I'm going to say the Niners will win. I'm going to say like 27-17. I think the Niners will win 27-17. Hopefully Jimmy G can lead the Niners in one of his 2 series. I would imagine he would play on a touchdown drive. And let's see what Trey does against the Silver and Black in Santa Clara. We'll see what Trey does. I think he should be able to lead the Niners on a few touchdown drives. He had 2 against LA Chargers. and against the Chiefs. I'm blanking. I don't remember how many he had, but yeah, hopefully Trey will continue to improve and get better. That's what I'm looking forward to see. Let's see. Jay says Moss was trash rush when we signed him in 2012. Yeah, I mean he was on the back nine. Jay, he wasn't in his prime no more, man. KD says, as far as on Mount Rushmore, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, and Bill Walsh. I would agree with that. Jay says, I want Jimmy to throw a touchdown pass. Jay says, Jay in the Bay, hire me as a Jay in the Bay reporter. Jay says, I'm getting ready for Kyle to say Jimmy will start week 1 so we can get this over with. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think he's, I think I would be more surprised if Shanahan says Trey Lance will start week 1 than Jimmy will start week 1. I think that's the best decision. Do we really want to start a rookie quarterback on the road? I don't care if it's Detroit. I don't care if it's against Philly. It's still a road game in the NFL. Trey Lance has not experienced that. He's a novice. Let's be real. He's a novice. Faithful. We have a veteran who's experienced the highs and lows of the position. He's played well for the team. When he's been healthy, we know where we went. Faithful. So it makes complete sense. We put Jimmy G in, and he started. Patrick, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Patrick, from Facebook. Shout out. And it's not the nation. It's the 49er Empire. But I appreciate you joining the stream, man. Jay says, can't wait for the return of Nick Bosa. Absolutely. We won't see it today, but week 1, we should definitely see him getting some snaps. Let's see. Skeptical Scholar Jay, Niner Empire. Exactly. Jay says, I love the correction. Haha. Jay Rice is a legend. Empire. Got it. Haha. Jay says, why were we so happy when we signed Moss in 2012? Because he's a future Hall of Famer, and we thought he could help us. 912-9er. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, 912. He gives his prediction for the 49ers and Raiders game today. He says the Niners should win 27-10. All right. Seahawks Eddie says, I'm doing good, about to head to work soon. Man, have a productive day at work, Seahawks Eddie. I appreciate you joining the stream. We should do a collab when the Seahawks play. We'll see how the scheduling is, but man, if you're able, we should definitely link up. KD has the 49ers winning 28-12. That's right. Niner by Nature says Jimmy is going to throw 2 to 3 picks today. What? Now answer me this, Niner by Nature. But when Jimmy G starts week 1, and let's say he starts every game leading up to the bye weeks, and let's say the Niners are 4-2, maybe 5-1. Jimmy's playing well. He's not turning over the ball. You still think we should take Jimmy out to put Trey in? Let me know, Niner by Nature, in them comments. And for everyone that's still in the chat, I appreciate it if you leave a thumbs up for the stream. Let YouTube and I know that you're enjoying the stream. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to your boy, Jay in the Bay. I would appreciate it. I agree, Tommy. Working on Sunday does suck. 912-9er says Trey should have had 3 last week. I wasn't even going to go there, 912-9er. But yeah, Trey, he definitely did not play a perfect game last week. He should have had, I saw at least 2 INTs, but he's a rookie. That's what I would expect from a rookie, those type of mistakes and those type of reads. Trey has shown flashes. He's shown he's a dynamic quarterback. He's shown why we picked him 3rd overall, but that doesn't necessarily mean he should be ready to start on a playoff contending team, possibly Super Bowl team. Jay says, don't hate Jimmy, Niner by Nature. And Niner by Nature says, make sure you take a screenshot. Remember my comment, Jimmy will throw 2 to 3 picks today. All right, we'll see what happens. JA says, I think Jimmy will score 1 touchdown if he stays in for a quarter. Trey Lance should lead us to a touchdown. Final score, 24-21 Niners. Let's go. Niner Empire. All right. I like that prediction. Jay says, Niner by nature, you are going to be wrong. It's all good. Young Hitter says, Jimmy will ball. That's right. I think so, too. I think he's going to play well. Jay says, I can see Trey starting after the bye week. Okay. 912 Niner says, Jimmy and Trey are both starters. Kyle will utilize both, like when Florida had Tebow and Chris Lee. I mean, I don't want to. Honestly, I don't really want to see that. Like, if there's 50 offensive snaps in the game, I think Jimmy should be on, most of those snaps, maybe 45 snaps. Maybe in the red zone, you want to add another element, so you bring in Trey, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Shout out to everyone watching on Jay and the Bay Facebook page. I appreciate that. Shout out to everyone watching on Jay and the Bay YouTube channel and the Spotlight Network Facebook and YouTube channel. I appreciate all the support. Jay says, why do people call us Niner Nation? We are the Niner Empire. I agree, man. I don't know. Maybe they don't know. Let's see. Kitty M. So. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream. He says, are you going to show the game here? No, I will not show the game on my YouTube channel. No, sir. Let's see. Jack Rip. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. Looks like you're watching on Facebook. He says 27-17 Niners. All right. I can see that. J Mouse, 33 people are watching. I got a few more. Maybe that's including Facebook too, because on my end it says 45, and I think it even reached 50 for like a second, and then it went back down. But maybe that's including people watching on Facebook too. But yeah, man, that's dope. I appreciate all the support, man. Let's see. Niner Sickness says, yes, I'll be going live, play-by-play reaction. Nice, man. I'll probably be tuning in. I know 49ers Ultimate Report. I know he's doing a live stream. So I'll probably check out Niner Sickness and 49ers Ultimate Report. I'll switch back and forth, listen to you guys' takes on what's transpiring in the game. And, I appreciate everyone coming through. And we about 10 minutes away from game time. Looking forward to the game. What I want to see, my quick thoughts. Can Jimmy G lead the Niners on a touchdown drive? Can Trey continue to get better in his decision-making, ball placement, things like that? I want to see that. Can he do that against the Raiders? What will Jalen Hurd do? Of course. Can he contribute consistently? That'll be interesting to see what Jalen Hurd does. Defensively, who's going to be the starting corners on the Niners? Because Verrett, Mosley, and K'Wan Williams won't play. And I want to see how they perform against the Raiders receivers. Unfortunately, the Raiders ones will not be playing on offense. I'm not sure about defense. Probably not. If they're not going to play the starters on offense, they probably won't play them on defense either. Let's see. Victor Garcia. What's good? He says, hashtag Raider Nation, man. Good luck to your Raiders this season. Hopefully you guys stay healthy. And hopefully you get to the playoffs, because Derek Carr has not, played in a playoff game yet. I know he got hurt that 1 year. But yeah, man, good luck to the Raiders this year, man. G-Rod, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, G-Rod. He says you can watch the game for free. Yeah, it depends on the area you're in, because I know obviously in the Bay Area you can definitely watch the game. But yeah, and shout out to G-Rod and everyone else who was in the chat yesterday for the Raiders and Niners live stream. I appreciate everyone conversing with me and the Spotlight Raider Talk. That was nice. I appreciate your and you reminded me of that. That's why I'm saying that right now. G-Rod. So I appreciate your contributions and everyone else who left super chats and were commenting in the chat, man. I appreciate it. Jay says, Jalen Hurd, your job is on the line. If you suck today, I will not be happy. Oh, man, that's funny. Let's see. Niner Sickness says the nation will be taken down and the rise of the empire. All right, I like that, man. Silverado Kev, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Kev. He says, my man Jay, what's good? Let's go Niners. Absolutely. Leave a prediction for the game. What do you think the score of the game will be, Kev? Let me know in them comments. Christina, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Christina. She says, hello, Jay and the Bay. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. She also says, keep up the good work. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. I will be having a post-game live stream today, probably around 3:45. Hell, I might even start it a little sooner. We'll see how the game goes. And I will also be having a live stream tomorrow, 7:30 on the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel, of course. That's going to be 7:30 Pacific time. I will have on 49er Minded on my YouTube channel tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to talk about, the 53-man active roster, the Raiders-Niners game, and then also, of course, the latest 49ers news. And that'll be tomorrow night, Monday night. And make sure you guys come back for the post game. It'll probably happen around 3:45. And shout out D, hashtag let's go 49ers. Absolutely. And I think the Niners, will win this game. I can see 27-17, 27-20, something like that. Looking forward to watching the offense continue to be successful. And what can the Niners defense do against this Raiders offense? That's going to be something else to look at as well. But I appreciate everyone coming through to the stream, everyone conversing in the chat. Especially Coach Dante, Niner by Nature. You guys left super chats. I appreciate that. Tommy Huxley, you guys are too kind. And also everyone else who was in the chat. But yeah, you guys enjoy the game. See you guys hopefully in the post game, and we can talk about the game. And so I appreciate everyone watching. Jay and the Bay Facebook, Jay and the Bay YouTube, the Spotlight Sports Network, YouTube and Facebook. And thanks for watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. Let's go Niners. Enjoy the game. And hopefully we can end this game being healthy, man, because that's what it's all about, staying healthy. And I will see you guys